Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. Now we are going to begin with the third session of the day. The presenter is again Ms. Silpa Nayak ma'am. She is working as a data analyst in TCS ION, which is a strategic unit of Tata Consultancy Services. I'm glad to announce that this is our fourth session in our FDP, and this will be the last session of our in our FDP. So please grab maximum opportunity to learn from industry expert. So without wasting precious moment, I am handing over to the presenter of the session, Ms. Silpa Nayak ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. So I have shared before starting this practical session. I request you to check your Meet files because I have shared the data of CSV file of data. Today we will be going to use that file in our practical session. So please download that file. If you are not able to find that, I will also upload that in chat box right now.
File name? What is the file name?
Data.csv.
It's not visible.
Okay, I have shared this in chat box as well.
Okay.
So I'll be sharing my screen right now. Open your Jupyter notebook and we will upload this file and some libraries. So everyone is able to see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Before starting the practical session, I would like to know the situation what we are learning throughout all these lectures. So we will quickly ask someone or anyone can answer this. What is supervised learning and what is unsupervised learning? How many algorithms are there in the market which we can use in machine learning? Can someone tell me?
Supervised will have labels.
Yes.
Unsupervised will not be having label. Basic
Okay.
fundamental difference.
Okay.
Clustering is the main activity that will be carrying out in unsupervised.
Great, great, great. Okay, so today we will be having this practical on unsupervised learning problem. We will be using k-means clustering today. Just a second. Okay. So we all know that k-means clustering is very famous and powerful unsupervised machine learning, right? So machine learning algorithm. So what it does, it used to solve many complex unsupervised machine learning problems. Before we start, let's just look at the graph, or exactly it tells us. Because what happens is in real scenario, sometimes we don't have labeled data. We have uh, such data that we hide, we maybe hard to, it is hard to classify. In some cases we are not able to use linear regression or logistic regression. In that type of scenarios, we used to use k-means and clustering. And there are more, neural network, there are more algorithms are present in market. So first of all, we will import our libraries. So we will be using today 4-5 libraries: pandas, numpy, seaborn, as usual. So we will, first of all, we will import the libraries. Will give us the clear pictures of the and then as usual we'll have to load our data first, so we can proceed further with the algorithm.
Ma'am, fourth line has wrong spelling, matplotlib.
Yeah. So, I hope you all got the file of data CSV and uploaded it. So you guys able to upload that file or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you for the response. So first of all, we will look at the head of the data. How it will look like. Zero right is okay. Okay, we have to drop this column. this is the problem, guys. You'll all have to remove this. You'll have to drop this file. I guess I have, by mistaken, I have sent the wrong file to all of you. Okay. This is how we used to drop it.
Ma'am, can you please scroll up, ma'am?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Just a second. Just- What is the column name? Yes. Try to keep it. Can someone? Okay. I'm unable to drop this column. Okay, let's don't waste time. I'll have to remove this from here. So I'll have to do this. Sorry guys, I'm not able to drop this column. I don't know. There's an error. So again, going to do that. Okay, got this. Okay, everyone is okay. Everyone knows that why I'm getting some error over there. Voice is not audible. Whoever is saying something. Hello. Am I audible to anyone?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay. So we are ready to go ahead. Sorry for the mistake, guys. I wasn't
We have
able to.
to remove that
Yes.
manual. Yeah.
Yes. Please do manually right now because we don't have time for that.
So is that the first column without
Yes,
it?
the first column. See, we were having here some blank columns, the index numbers. Please remove that first, and then upload this. That's the same code run again. It will be printed successfully. Tell me when you are all done, please.
Ma'am, I don't get you, ma'am. Can you please repeat?
Okay, what you need to do is the file I have shared, no, maybe that file has 4 columns, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the first column that you have to delete from the Excel file.
Okay, ma'am.
You just need to do this, that's it. And then load the file.
Delete the fourth column.
Sorry?
Fourth column we have to delete.
First column.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Fourth is our cluster. Please don't remove that. First column. We want X, Y, and cluster. The first one is not necessary. I hope we all are getting the same head of this data. If not, please try. So today's project is I divided into 3 parts. First, we will intentionally going to put wrong clusters to check whether it will, it will be good or not for our model or not. And then we will use another method to check how we can select the K, which means the size between the number of clusters. And then we will use the correct K-mean algorithm. So should I start, guys? Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's just see the shape. We have no mistakes over here, so we can proceed further with this. We'll get the idea of our data. Okay. We have no null values, and we have all the points, the first X and Y in floats. And as you can see, this is not float, this is not in float, this is in integer, because it is going to tell us that how many categories you have. If you can see, I have printed ahead of this, you can see 2 2 2 1 1. Now let's just check the tail of this data so we can get the idea if there are other features is out there in our data or not. Okay, there is 0 as well.
0 is there.
Okay, okay. So let's just count the clusters so we can get the idea how many, how many types of data or clusters we can create in this model. Value dot okay, it should be underscore, not dot. Okay, so we have 3 clusters type, 1 0 and 2. Whenever you are practicing or doing something on the data of unsupervised, how to check that how many types of clusters or how many types of features, in feature how many types of labels are there. This is the correct way to find from that particular column. In our case, there are some values in X and Y, and how many values falls between 2 categories in second. So we, from here we can say that in first number of cluster, we have 67 data points of X and Y, and in zeros 67, and in second cluster 66. There are 3 types of clusters over there. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we will try to plot the graph for this. I think I should zoom in so you all can easily see my code. Okay. So we will be going to plot scatter plot for this graph. Scatter. We have value x, right? X, okay, x, y, and clusters, comma, data, oh my mouse is not working. Just a second. Okay, it's working now. Okay. So as we all can see, there are 3 clusters. If you will not use this statement, this C, let's just check the graph what we'll get. Okay, it is compulsory, because then it will give us the wait. Okay. Still, see what C is doing here. It is acting like it plays the major role of colors right now. If I'll not put C or any other C map of the pandas library or matplotlib library, it will not give me different colors of data points. So I will hardly recognize the from which this data point, from which category, I mean from X or Y. So for that, I am using C data clusters, which is so we can easily see that this cluster is from this range, from first cluster, from second, and so on. And also we can use, we can use C map as well, C map and some color name. But right now we are using this. I hope you all are getting this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So should I go ahead?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, great. So now what we are gonna do, we will create our k-means cluster. For that, we will split our data into clusters, and we will split these two, this XY and cluster separate. And why I am doing this, I will tell you soon. First of all, we will have to import the library sklearn dot cluster. Standard. Now we successfully. Now we will separate them, and then I'll tell you why we are doing this. y in the same, which is x, and this is capital Y, and this is small y. Okay, sorry, x, capital X and small x.
Ma'am, there will be two big brackets.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
You'll have to put that two brackets.
big brackets.
Yes. See, it is separated. Okay, it is printing all the rows. So what I can do is we will reduce some. So we will use five. Let's just see 5 for now. No, okay. Same as we can check for y. We have separated both of them. Now, see, I have imported standard scalar. Okay. Now, why I am doing this? Because I have to standardize my data. And now, what is standardized? Why do we need this? Before training our data, we have to, and this is compulsory in this type of algorithms, that you normalize or standardize your data. For example, okay, let's just say 25 years. 25 years. Okay. Suppose this is 25 years is the age. Okay. So here the year is unit and 25 is magnitude. What I'm trying to say is we don't want our data to be in worst way, because what happens is, suppose if we have 3 columns, suppose we have x, y, c, or x, y, c, z, whatever we have, but suppose the unit of this variable is suppose in kgs, and this variable in liters, and some in centimeter, and they all are in different unit. Whenever we try to modeling our training set, we always have to standardize our data first, and that is the reason I am separating this both of these both. Because now what I'm going to do is I will standardize x and y together, because that is important. What happens is in standard in standardization, the values lies between in normalization, sorry, in normalization the values lies between 0 to 1, but standardization will help you to scale your data based on the standard normalization, where the mean is 0, and mean is always 0, and the standard deviation is always 1. For example, let me just explain you the just a second. This is very important to know, because we are going to create our model, and this is the key point of this algorithms, and every algorithm of machine learning we should know this. Can someone tell me the formula of standardization, if someone knows, because I'm gonna tell you right now. Anyone? Yes, no? At least say no, please.
No, no, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So there is this formula called Z is equal to X minus mu. Mu is our mean, okay, and standard deviation. So standardization will help you to scale your data based on the standard normalization, where the mean is always 0. This is our value. this x value. Okay, suppose this is x value. In our case, this x value, we have created the new one, this one. So x minus mu, the mean of these values, these all values, and standard is all, the mean is always 0 and standard deviation is always 1. So if I'll try to explain you with the graph is exactly like this, in bell shape. Okay, and this middle point, it is 0. This is the mean. Okay, and
Ma'am, this is normal distribution right now?
yes,
This is normal
yes,
distribution.
Exactly, this is normal.
Yes.
Very good, very good. This is normal distribution. If you all know, this is the normal distribution. Why we are doing this? Because if we will not standardize our data, this will may vary to your in your modeling. Now what will happen if I'll use this standardization, so it will scale our data. Suppose our value something in between, suppose this value, take this value and minus this value from this, and then divide from 1. So it will lies between something here because it is already minus. If you will go right, it will be 1 2 3 4 and so on, and if you'll go left side, it will be minus 1 2 3 4. I hope you all are getting this. And the second one, there are two factors. Okay, this is standardization, which we are going to do today, and the other method is normalization. K-means did not use it never use normalization, and the normalization is, the formula is this. Okay, this is standardization. Now I'll tell you the normalization, what exactly normalization is. See, x norm is equal to x, which is this value minus x of minimum from these value, which means this x value, the minimum value, and x max minus x minimum. So in this case, what happens is normalization normalizes this feature between 0 to 1. You will always get the value between 0 to 1 in normalization case, not in standardization case, because that is totally different case. Okay, so in different types of, yes,
Madam,
yes, sorry, your voice is not audible. Tell me again.
absolute value, no?
Sorry,
Always.
sorry. I'm not, your voice is not audible. Repeat again, please. I'm really sorry for that.
Okay, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, tell me now.
No, the denominator should be absolute value, no? X max minus x min, the absolute value of that?
Yes. Okay, and it always lies between 0 to 1. So what it tells us, that we can use, when we use normalization in such kind of for example, if I'll talk about the neural network. See, in neural networks, when you'll have to deal with the pictures, the photos, it always lies between pixels. Suppose it lies between 0 to 255 pixels. I hope you all are getting my examples as well. So you will have to work in this range, right? 0 to 255. In this type of cases, we can normalize our data. So there are some algorithms. Let me tell you something. This neural network, artificial neural network, we can use normalization over there. And some algorithms like, okay, decision tree and all that. Where actually what happens is, we did not use, we will have to not use every time this. In some cases, scaling is because if you remember, we have done some practicals before. Okay, algorithms where we need to scaling are some, like for example, KNN, K means, and deep learning के जितने भी models हैं सारे, and then linear regression, logistic regression. Okay, they all need scaling, but in some cases like decision tree, random forest, and XGBoost, we don't want there, because we don't want to normalize or minimize the number of the features for branches, right? And that is the whole concept of standardize your data, standardizing your data. I hope my point is clear to all of you. Yes or no, please tell me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
Clear.
madam.
Yes,
Yes.
So now what we're gonna do, we will standardize our data right now. Okay. I have- So we will write the code now, scalar, because our data scalar is equal to the same standard. Dot fit x, capital X, this X. We need this X, which we have created by using X and Y. Let's just print X and see. Okay, we got the value. See, the value is different from the previous one. This is our XY, 0.84, 0.56, and this is different. It is near to zero. Every value near to zero. As I said, our mean is zero, standard deviation, which means sigma is our 1. That is the reason the every single value is near to zero or 1 or whatever you want to call it. Let's just print 5 numbers made for. I hope I am able to explain you what is the importance of scaling our data. Now what we'll do, we will put back that. So data, comma, y. This now we impute back to standardized data into our data set for training algorithm, for training for the algorithm. Okay, this is the capital H. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm intentionally going to put wrong number of clusters. Here we can clearly see that there are 3 clusters, right? But I am going to put 2 clusters. So let's just see what happens. A is equal to 2. And now G means clusters is equal to K. This value, clusters is equal to K. Okay. Please put random state is equal to 42, so we'll get the same answer. Otherwise, we will be having some problem with it. Okay. Now we will fit our model. Use X. Okay. It's here we are fitting our training here in X is in our training data. And now we will try to print our labels. What is labels? Labels is this, clusters. Okay. We'll try to print that first. Okay. These are the labels. these are completely different from the previous one, because these labels are predicted and these are the actual numbers. Okay, and these are the predicted one, and there are two clusters. Before we have we have 3 cluster over here, and now we have 2 clusters, 2 labels. Write the code, then I'll go ahead.
Ma'am, why did you create this?
This labels?
Huh? Additional, these are additional.
No, actually I just want to check this labels, because we had 3, right? We have seen here, but I really want to print, because it is already predicted, and these are 0 1 0 1 0 1, only 2 clusters with only 2 clusters. That's why it is optional.
Are you creating a test set? Is it that?
No, it is not. Okay, let me tell you something. Here is not test training split. Okay, what we need to do is we just need to load our data, standardize our data, and that put our whole data into model. Okay, we are working on unsupervised learning. Okay, we just need to predict how many clusters are there, how many labels are we are going to classify our data. We have no class. There is no class. We are assuming that this is not predefined, right?
Ma'am, results can vary.
Yeah, that can sometimes.
Okay. My results are different from you. That is why I am asking.
Okay. Of labels?
Yes, ma'am.
How many labels you are getting? I mean 0 1 0 1 or 0 1
yes,
2?
ma'am. 0 1 0 1, just like that.
Okay.
But just like your result is started from 1 1 1 1, my result has started 0 0 0 0. Just
You
like
have,
that.
okay. You have used random state 42?
Yes, ma'am.
No problem. No problem. It's okay. It's okay. No problem. So we will now we will take a look to the 2 centroids.
How could it possible even?
Sorry?
If we have a same data set and same algorithm, then how could it possible result might be different?
Okay, you are also getting the different one?
No, I am getting a same one.
Yes.
So, but the question is, how could it possible if we have a same data set and
Yes.
same model?
It might be possible. It might be possible when because of the data she loaded, there is something mistake over here, because that is not possible. To be honest, this is impossible. If someone else is going, someone else is also getting different this outputs, please tell me right now, because I don't think so.
Yes,
Anyone
madam.
is.
I have.
I think she
I have
right now
different
she's in the not in
different
the
labels from
university.
your side.
Just go to the first floor, and there is Anjali ma'am. You can ask her. I think she's on leave, Pritika ma'am.
Okay, you are also getting the code is same, right?
Madam,
Yes.
can you please explain it this why we are doing this k equals to 2 once again?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Even I have same doubt, because we
Okay.
have 3 clusters over there.
Yeah.
Instead of k equal to 3, we are doing k equal to 2.
As I said before, I am intentionally putting here 2, because I really want to see this. What it is going to, how it is going to predict 2 centroid from these 3 clusters, because I have intentionally putting here 3. So it might be possible that it can take these as a 2 clusters or 3. See, why I'm doing this, because this is the small data set. Okay, when you will work on real life practical live project, then you will get to know about this is the easiest one, because you can clearly see, okay, there are 3 clusters, so we will going to predict. What if you are not able to get this, because some data points are here, it is very hard to implement. So I am going to explain you again, and the same thing when I'll proceed further. you will get to know about the elbow method. From that, you will get the idea of this. If you are not satisfied at that time, you can ask me again. Right now, I'll have to do this. Okay. So now what we need to do is we have to create the center. I am going to declare a variable called center, and k means dot cluster underscore okay, we get this vector. See, this is 2 dimension. Okay, 2 dimension, which means we have this xy and 2 clusters right now, and that is the reason it is printing me. Suppose if I take k is equal to 3, it will be printing me error like this. Some values are here as the same and some values are here. Okay, this is in 2 dimension and 2 clusters, right? Now what we're gonna do, we will try to plot cross tab of this frequency table. So we will get the idea how many points it takes in the different clusters right now. So we will use pd dot cross tab data clusters and k means table. This is very important to putting wrong number of clusters right now, because you will get to know about the situation when we will go ahead with elbow method. This is see, now it is trying to tell us that you have, sorry, someone is saying something.
The array we are getting different from yours. The center array, it is different value. Yeah. Okay,
no problem. But you are getting the same number of rows and column. Value
Yes.
can differ.
Correct.
Okay, then go ahead. Okay, so this cross table is nothing but contingency table, which shows the frequency distribution of the data points, right? Which means it tells us that these many numbers, suppose we have we had clusters of this where it is, yeah, the 61 data points are in 1, 61 in zeros, and 66 in 2, right? In this, from this table, you can clearly see that the new created clusters is 0 or 2, as I printed over here. The k means labels. It is 0 1 0 1 0 1 everywhere. Okay, so in 0th cluster, this has taken 67 points. Then in 1, 67 points. In the last one, but can you see this 1 and 65? Are you getting the same thing, the different data points?
No, ma'am. It's a 0 and 66.
Okay. In my data set right now, what is happening is it is saying that this point belongs to another clusters, and this is the point. It is trying to tell you that this is misclassification of this one point. Okay, it just says that there is the misclassification of this point, and that is the reason it took this 1 point from here and put it over here. If I'll say, suppose these points, the algorithm is confused with these 2 points, because I have created 2 data points. Okay, now just we'll try to do something else, so we can get the idea. If I'll okay, what we can do now, we will try to plot scatter plot with this. Let's just see how plot will look like with the 2 clusters, because now I have, because Before we have printed 3 clusters, now we're going to print with 2 clusters. Data of X. Don't worry, you will soon get the idea why I'm doing this all.
Ma'am, I'm not able to understand how this misclassification happened. Because earlier you have taken 3 clusters, then you have chosen the 2 clusters. By this particular
No,
command,
I haven't taken 3 classes. Where I have taken 3
okay,
classes.
by default they have made. Okay, fine,
Yeah.
Okay.
See guys, I haven't
but-
taken classes till now. I have taken over here where I have created this k is equal to 0, where I have declared this variable k is equal to 0. Here I am declaring that I'm gonna use only 2 clusters from this table. I hope you are all are getting this point. You will soon get. If you're not, don't worry. In next 10 minutes you will get everything.
But ma'am, I am noticing one thing in my results ki just like in the results earlier that 012 में तो your record is 165. In my results it is 65:1.
No problem. No, not an issue. You don't worry about the plot.
Okay.
That, see, if the dimension changes, if dimension changes, that is the problem. If you're getting different point right now, don't worry about it. You just plot the graph, you will get the idea soon.
Okay.
See, can you see the 2 clusters? Can you see the 2 clusters? These 2 clusters, colors. Look at the colors.
Same color. Yes, ma'am.
So maybe it happens 65 and 1. It has taken this number, this number from this cluster, and that is the reason this point is going here, over here. I hope you are getting my point. You know, it is I confuse this algorithms because this is because what we used to do is in in this k-means algorithm, we will have to assign some number k. Okay, we can choose any number we want, but right now we can clearly see that we can take 3 numbers. Okay, so we can also take 3 numbers and we can find the answer. But what if the data is huge and we are not able to find that time, you will also have to randomly choose numbers. Okay, so that is the reason I'm taking this number wrong, and again I'll use this with elbow method, which I'm gonna show soon. Right now I'm gonna plot the centroid with this plot. So let's just plot some x label and y label and data points. Then we will find the centroid where it is actually taking the label of the centroids.
Ma'am, one question, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the cross tab, we can see like 0, 1, 2. Like we have seen 3 clusters, but
Yes.
we mentioned k equal to 2. So it should be print like 0 and 1 only, right, ma'am? Why it's printing 3 clusters?
Where these 3?
Yes, ma'am. 0, 1, 2. These are 3.
Okay. These are not 3 clusters. These are 3 clusters. See here, these 2. These are our clusters. These are the number of the observation we have in data. Guys, please pay attention over here. These are predefined. I haven't defined this. I have defined two data points, 2 clusters, and that is the reason it is giving me 2. It just telling me that you are having in 0th cluster these many number of points, which is assigning 0. I hope my point is clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now the crucial part of the k-means algorithm, because whenever we try to put, the number of iteration, k-means works on the iteration. So we'll have to create a for loop for it. So it can, it can easily calculate the moderate number of centroid point, and I'll explain that whole algorithm to you soon. So I'll take a variable called I for I comma point in numerate, count my number in plt.plot of 0th value and enter of with first position. We'll take first position. Let's denote that with R. Can get the clear idea. This is the syntax. Don't worry about. You can see this from scikit-learn. Scikit-learn. We will put width is 2. Will be size will be okay. We are not getting data points for now because we are missing something. There is some mistake in our algorithm right now. Center from this. I'm just gonna use this statement over here. Means etc. Yeah, we got this. Yes. Okay, let me explain you this. Okay, have you seen? Okay, we have seen here this array. Someone is saying me that why we are, why we are using this or why we are creating clusters. Okay, in this for loop, this position, the center ith 0 position is this first value. We are trying to take this value, and in second position, in this position, we are trying to take this value, and again the for loop runs, and then this I replaced with 1, which means this value, and okay, let me just print here so you will get the idea. If I'll okay, center of the 0th position and 0th column. See, I'm getting 0.6370. This is the same number. Is this the same number? Right?
Yes, madam.
Yes. So what we are trying to plot here, we are trying to taking these centroid. These are the predicted centroid. These are the predicted centroid numbers from the model. Now we will have to use these center positions, this center position which is found by the algorithm. We will going to use in this for loop. This is the normal statement of plot. This is my x and this is my y. Okay, what I've done is, because I don't want to see, I don't want to write line again and again for see, in our case this is 2 dimension. What if it is 1000 dimension? We will not going to write 1000 line again and again, and that is the reason I am writing over here that for I in point in count, please count center. Okay, I've done this. Okay. Count center of what? Center point of zeroth position, zeroth column, which means this, and then second column, first position, which means again this, and plot this. So as you can see, you can clearly see this stars, right? So our algorithm predicted that these are two clusters and this is the centroid of these clusters. We all know that this is wrong, but still our k-means algorithm predicted really well. It is wrong, but still, you know, now in our situation, in real life situation, if we try to find the question arises first, how can we find the actual and correct and specific value of k? Because the data we are taking right now, where is the k? Yeah, the data we are taking right now, we can easily say 3. Okay, so the point is this: we can create with 3 numbers, but what if the data is huge and we mistakenly put some wrong number? So it will going to show our data in or give some what we call it, give some output or results in bad manner, right? This is bad, we know this, but because why we know this? Because the data is small. So now to stay away from that worst situation, what we can do is we will going to reduce the error sum rate. So now what we're gonna do, we will plot again with the same thing. Let's just say, okay, okay. This code is clear to you. If not, you can ask me anything right now, and please write this code. If you are not done, please tell me so I can proceed further. If you are not done, I'll say here.
Madam, how many times that for loop iterates, madam, here in this code?
In this case, it is 2 times.
Ma'am,
Okay.
please explain for loop once again.
Okay. See, we have to now, right now we know that we have 2 clusters. Okay. So what happens? Suppose our for loop takes one number over here. Suppose it takes 1 point. Okay. 1 point, and it counts, numerate. It counts the center. Center is what? Center is this numbers, the clusters, the points what we get from here. Okay. It will count the number. It will count the one number. Suppose it is suppose we are using here 0 or 1. So it will plot the center of first position or 0th position. Suppose here the I is 0 and this is the 0th and 0th position, which means 0th column, 0 row and 0 column. In our situation, 0th column, 0th row and 0th column. I hope you are getting this. This is okay. Let me tell you something. This is for us. This is 0. This is 1. This is 0. This is 1. I am talking about the position. Don't worry. If you want to imagine it like 1 or 2, you can do that as well. I am talking about the actual position at what Python behaves like. If you want to tell you, if you want to print something number 1 to 5, so it will going to print 0 to 5. So it will start with some numbers, right? So in this case, we have 0 and 1. I hope you are able to understand this basic thing of Python.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. It's just the matrix, so it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope you all getting this. And this R is not nothing but this is the some code of some syntax of sklearn model or I guess PLT plot, matplotlib. And this is the width and this is the marker size. That is simple. This is the actual line of plotting. This is our X, this is our Y, this is the normal. If you want to put it, you can. If you don't want to, you can remove this. but please put this, because you will not get this actual, a
R
star.
stands for the red color, right?
Yes, the red colors. Okay, now we will try
Got it,
to
ma'am.
print again the, yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, got
Okay,
it.
got it. Okay, great. So now we will again going to print the same values with the, okay, let me just copy paste. You can also copy paste fast. So we will proceed further with the different. Okay, now we will not use labels here. We don't want predicted value. Now we will work with the original clusters. X values, Y values, and take the title. Graph with dot show. Okay, this is the same graph we have seen here in the starting. Same graph, because we haven't using anything except this X, Y, and clusters, right? Nothing new. The old data set and everything is old. See, X, Y, and clusters. On the basis of this, we got this graph. Now we will try to write something about SSE. Okay, SSE is nothing but error sum of square. I'll quickly gonna explain that to you. Just a minute. So here I will write, first of all, I'll run the code, then I'll explain the maths behind it. Okay, parenthesis, and I will write index. Why we are doing this? We are going to create elbow method. And why we are using elbow method? Because we want to know the actual number of clusters with the help of algorithm, not us. We are not randomly taking it. This will gonna take this. It will suggest us what is right and what is wrong, what should you take and what not. I am taking here range between 1 to 10. I am declaring the index variable and range between 1 to 10. And then again I will write the for loop in index. If any number in this index means the number of clusters, which will be the I, because we want to check those. And
Ma'am, it's fit, FIT, right?
yeah. My mistake. Sorry. Append. Inertia. Okay. Inertia tells us how far the data points within the cluster it starts, and it starts with 1 and goes with up. I'll explain that. Let me just first finish the code, then I'll explain the whole scene. It is very interesting. Without it.
And again, a small typo on the SSC dot append. K means
Yes.
लिखा है, K small. Yeah.
Capital K, capital M.
Okay, it's not for the object, right?
Sorry,
Ah,
sorry.
it's
It
not.
should be,
Yeah,
it
right.
should be,
Yeah,
it should be, yeah.
right.
Yes, it is successful. That's great. Without error. I was worried about this. Okay. Uh, so if anyone knows about SSC, you can tell me. So I'm just curious if someone knows about SSC.
Ma'am, sum of squared errors.
Yes, what it is exactly?
Ma'am, the points, how they must differ from their centroids. It's
Yes,
quite fine on the difference between them.
yes, yes, yes. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so as we can see the output, there is this difference 400 156. Before go ahead, I will try to explain this whole for loop to you. See, I really want to run this in some loop. Why I want to do this? Because I want to you know check the number of clusters which is actually should be right. So that is the reason I am using SSC. And what is SSC? I'll explain that to you. First of all, this for loop is very important. I have created name variable SSC and parenthesis. Then I have declared index. I have taken range between 1 to 10. You can take as well this number 1 to 5, but in the good scenario, take number as at more. I'll suggest that. Okay, then first of all, for I in index, which means for whichever number it starts with 0 in index in this range, what it'll have to do is k means is equal to k means this is the our algorithm. This is the syntax of our algorithm which we are going to fit right now. So the clusters number, we are not defining their cluster number, it will going to define us. Okay, so it is I, which means the number between 1 to 10 comes here 1. So the number is n cluster is equal to 1 right now. Okay, then it fits the it fits the model. Then SSC dot append k mean inertia. What it exactly tells us, it tells us how far away the data points within the cluster, which means suppose our centroid is here, and how far is the another point of centroid of the other cluster. Okay, and the data points is how far. For example, if I'm taking this, and suppose my data points are here, the one is here and the one is here. In this case, let me reduce the size so you can see this. In this case, this is my x, obviously. Okay, and this is my y. So now what happens is my data will be x2 y2 over here. Okay, this point is x2 y2. Okay, and this point is x1 y1. Please pay attention, it is very important, guys. Okay, so what it tells us that the difference between these 2 points, how you will going to calculate. Okay, for this scenario, I am going to make a line here. Okay, and from this line, and this line. Okay, now what happens is, this is our A point. Everybody learns the Pythagoras theory in 10th class or before that. Everybody knows that, and this is the this is the nice point about this method. This is called Euclidean. Okay, so now what happens is, if I want to calculate the distance between these 2 points, how I can calculate this? By plotting some numbers, by some here, this is here. Suppose this value is x1, and this is x2 on this axis, and if I want to find the value of on this axis, I can plot like this. This is my y2, and this is my y1. Okay, this is my y1. Now the Pythagoras theorem says that if I want to find the value of this, okay, now this is triangle. If I want to find the value of this, the equation is like AC square is equal to AB square. I hope you can see this. I know I am doing very bad, but I just really want to explain this because this is very important. Okay, so as you can see, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So if I'll take whole root of this, then AC is equal to square root of AB square plus BC square. I hope
Don't
you
you
all
have
are
a
getting this.
digital pad?
No.
Okay.
You'll have to understand this. I'm really sorry for that, my bad handwriting, but this is the case. Okay, so you can clearly see that if you want to calculate distance between these points, how can you calculate x2 minus x1, right? And in x2 minus x1, our case is this. So what we're gonna write is from this equation, it will be x2 minus x1 whole square plus, if I want to find the distance between BC is this. Sorry, this is wrong. Okay, this should be here. Okay, BC. This BC, and if you want to calculate this, so you will write y2 minus y1. y2 minus y1 square, and the whole root. Okay, root of x2 minus x1 square. This is the formula, guys. This is the formula of finding this value. I hope you all are getting SSE. What is SSE? How we are going to find that? Why we are doing this? I just want to say this, that this is the way of finding the value, because now I am going to plot the elbow method, so you will get this idea why I am doing this. I hope this concept is good and you are able to understand this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I will remove this, and I'll try to plot the graph, so you will get the idea what I'm trying to say. Yes. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we will plot the elbow graph, so we get the idea. So we will write plt dot plot. Sorry, plt dot plot. What we want to print our index, these index 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, comma SSE, which is this value, which is going to come again and again, and we want to, okay, I'm using here Bx for that cross sign in the graph, so we can get the idea of the exact data point. And plt dot x label as k, E, and plt dot title sse. See, we haven't declared the cluster size. It is predicting the cluster size for us. Can you see this? This is saying please take 3 as a cluster size. Please, which means before proceeding further, before applying your k-means algorithm to your data set, please do first of all elbow method. See, this is in elbow shape. That is the reason it is called as the elbow method. If why these points are like this, if you can see clearly over here, there is sudden change in this. See, 44, 36, and there are the decreasing value after this is very less. I hope my point is clear to you. There is abrupt decrease in this suddenly, and that is the reason we can take this number. We can take this number as k, which is this. Where it is k, this number. We can take k is equal to 3. I hope you all are getting my point. Why I did this? Why I created this? Because this is the perfect method to do k-means clustering. First of all, you try to find out the elbow method. From that you can play with the 3 number or 4 number or 2 number, whatever you want to play. But this is actually tells us about the the number of clusters what we have, what we should use in our algorithms. I hope you all are getting my point. Am I clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we all know that the last part is very easy. You just need to copy paste your previous code, because now it seems to be same thing. Let me just copy paste so I can show you guys why I did that intentionally, and how it turns to be great for us. I'll try to copy this first. Now plotting the graph using k clusters. And now I can intentionally put 3 on the confidence level that okay, my elbow graph is saying 3, so I should take 3. I hope my point is clear to you. Before doing k-means clustering, start your code with this. Try to find SSC first, and then try to plot this. First of all, what you need to do, the actual procedure of this is import your libraries, load your data, check your heads and clusters and all that stuff. After checking the data, after exploring the data, check the clusters of data, how many types of data labels we have right now. After doing that, plot the normal graph with the help of these data. By doing don't do any operations before printing this. First of all, you plot your original data set on the scatter plot. Then you can guess these and standardize your standardize your variables, your features. Then you take elbow method, this method, try to print that first, this elbow method. And now we are trying to find the actual, because we really want to know this, what will be our output. So our k-means n underscore clusters is equal to 3 now, and underscore state is 42, and okay, one more thing, we will definitely going to check the cross table over here as well, because we really want to see that how many data points are scattered in different labels. So the same line, I can copy that from here. Copy, just change the variable name if you want to, if needed. The same thing. Just these are the for now our k means label is this, okay, and this is the clusters, the previous. This is the predicted labels of right now what we have run over here, what we have fitted over here, and this is the original data set cluster. Now we're gonna print this and see there are 0, 1, 2. These are the predicted labels. These are the original one, and you can clearly see that again this is it contains these 67 data points of 0 here, and this 61 is in 0th position. There are again the one is with second one, and that is separated or scattered in this. So this one is called misclassification. If someone is getting this, that means it is trying to tell you that there is one point it is misclassified. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we will try to take the center first. Center, let me just copy paste center. Paste. Same thing. See, in this we have 2 columns, 2 rows. Where it is? Yeah, 2 columns, 2 rows, because we have 2 clusters. Okay. Now in this situation we have 3 rows because we have 3 clusters, but 2 columns because we have XY, right? I hope you all are understanding this properly. If not, please ask me any questions right now. I am plotting right now. I'm trying to plot that same graph. So we will go up and try to plot this. Copy this. It says this. We don't want this. We already did this. We don't want this. Now clusters with centroid with 3 clusters, and same the number of, okay, we want this. We want scatter plot data XY, A means label. Okay, that is fine. Everything is fine. It's center. I hope this one. Okay, we got the answer. Nice. So this is our 3 clusters. As you all can see, these are 3 clusters with the 3 data points. See, 3 data points. It is in the iteration. It iterates, which means sometimes suppose our data set is this, as we all can see. Okay. In the, for example, in the first position, suppose my centroid is placed over here of this cluster, and here and here. It changes again and again on the base of median. Okay, how it calculates the median on the basis of the number of lines. It tried to calculate the number of the data points from the centroid, but which I have wait, just wait, which I have tried to tell you till now about SSC, these data points. Okay, it tells us SSC tells us the difference between data points to centroids, and that is the reason it easily find the centroids between this. So what our major steps will be for this this algorithm is, first of all, you just need to load data. You have to print your original data set with the scatter plot. Try to find, if your data is small, try to find the actual clusters, how many clusters are there. If you are able to find that, that is good. Otherwise, you can proceed further with elbow method. This is necessary, or I would say compulsory, for because this is the nice suggestion, because if you will plot this elbow method, you can get the actual number of actual idea of clusters, as if I say, if you have the numerous number of data, so how will you going to predict the number of k? In that scenario, elbow method helps us. Okay, and then you try to plot your k-means algorithm. I hope you are all getting my point. This is what I wanted to explain you. Are you able to understand, everyone?
Clearly.
Okay, any questions? Because we are out of time.
Actually, when
yeah,
the increasing value of k will give you lower values of inertia.
Yes.
But ज्यादा वैल्यू ले देने पर कुछ नहीं होगा, क्योंकि हमें एक जगह पे ऑप्टिमलिटी चाहिए.
Exactly.
तो ऑप्टिमलिटी के लिए एल्बो बढ़िया काम कर रहा है.
हाँ. So, any questions or anything? So should we wrap the class?
Dear participants,
please share the code, madam. The last part we are not able to execute.
Okay, this one.
From this one.
This is the same code we have already done this over here. See, this one, same code, but with the updated k-means. I hope you are getting this. This is the same code, the previous one.
But please upload it in the Teams.
Okay, definitely. I'll upload that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for such a fruitful session.
Have practice session tomorrow?
Sorry?
Do we have practice session tomorrow?
No, there is no.
No, sir. We will not have a practical session anymore. Tomorrow
this
we are
having
last
two one.
Session. Yes, last session about the hands-on practice. Tomorrow we will have 2 sessions, and the last one will be valedictory.
Okay.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Shilpa Naik.
Thank you so much.
Madam, can you provide from where we can learn the basics of this all algorithms, classification algorithms and all?
Okay, there are some websites like itself of. First of all, let me share you this file. So wait, I'll share my file to your you. First of all, let me share this file.
What about tomorrow's evaluation test? Do you have that?
Sorry, ma'am.
Out of the 3 quizzes, the evaluation will be made, or separate again another quiz?
There will be a 5th quiz as usual. Means already you have appeared in 3 quiz. Today you will get 4th one, and tomorrow the 5th one. That will be the only evaluation from our side, and then you have to appear in the final session, just valedictory and feedback session, and then you have to appear for the AICT, means Atal feedback, and these are the requisites for the certificate. That's it.
So
we will not conduct any live quiz anymore.
Okay.
Okay, guys, I have shared the file of this today's session. Okay.